Alright, so this is the documents and the workflow, the exact paper trail in the land trust. I will give you this document, and then if you sign up or you hire me, you will also get these documents. It'll probably be a Google Drive, and you can download them and use them for yourself. You can use them for each deal you do. And like I said, if you hire me, you can also, I will make you a template document, then you can use it for future deals. So I will do your first deal. If you want to hire me for each deal, you can, or you can just hire me one time to set up your first deal, and then you can use that to do your future deals. And then we can also be your trustee, your interim trustee if you want, or you can hire someone you know to do that. Anyways, here we go. So the land trust agreement. So this is the main private document that is never recorded. It's never public. You're going to keep that private. Basically, it spells out the trust number or the date. I would just suggest the date unless you want to make up some number. You can use the address if you want. Trust plus the address, or the Ashton Pines Trust. Name it the street plus the trust, something like that. So the trust will spell out the names, the dates, the original trustee. And like I said, I would suggest you appoint someone, names of the beneficiary, you or your LLC. You should use an LLC. Gives the beneficiary full power of direction and contains all the legal rules. Both you and the trustee sign it. But keep the original in a safe place, or with your attorney, or just keep it in a drive. I would suggest you scan all these. Keep the electronic version, keep them in a drive for future use, future reference, and then go from there. All right, number 2, schedule of beneficiaries. Sometimes we just call it Schedule B. So Schedule B is going to be a separate one-page list that says exactly who owns what percentage of the beneficial interest in the property right now. It is also private, not recorded. So it is, like I said, not public, not recorded. When ownership changes, you simply make a new Schedule B instead of rewriting the whole trust. So if you sell it, you want to assign this to your buyer, you can assign the beneficial interest by basically assigning it to his LLC or his entity or maybe himself. All right, number 3, the trust acceptance. Trustee's acceptance, a short form, usually a half page, where the trustee says, yes, I accept the job as a trustee. He signs the same day as the trust agreement, and then you're going to fire him maybe 2 or 3 days later. That way he doesn't have any equitable interest in the property. Okay. Number 4, deed and trust. This is the only document that gets recorded at the county. So it is the warranty deed or the quitclaim deed from the seller to the trustee. The guarantee line reads something like this. Michael Brown as trustee under the trust agreement dated, November 26, 2025, known as trust number 1126-2025, or you can name it known as, Ashton Pines Trust, whatever you want. Once recorded, legal title is officially with the trustee, but you're going to fire him pretty soon. Okay. Number 5, assignment of beneficial interest. This document you will use when you want to transfer the ownership without recording anything new. So, some people love it. I do. No need to go to title or closing or use a title company if you don't have to. It is a 1 or 2 page document that says, I assign 100% of the beneficial interest to the new owner LLC, or basically the buyer's LLC. The current beneficiary signs it. Most trust agreements require the trustee to write a 1-line acknowledgement of the same page. Trust acknowledges receipt of the above assignment. So basically, you're going to assign the beneficial interest to the new buyer. Okay, number 6, direction to trustee. This is the letter of direction. Anytime you need the trustee to act, sign a lease, mortgage, listing agreement, or a deed, you send a simple one-page letter that says, I direct you to sign the attached documents. So whether you hire me or my company or some other attorney or you have a friend do it, this is what you want to do. And you want him to sign it so he agrees and that he's going to do exactly what you ask him to do. The single letter is the authority that the trustee needs. Okay, number 7. Trustee's deed. Usually only when legal title actually has to move. So this is when the buyer wants to go to closing, he wants to go to a title company. This is what's going to happen. For example, when an interim trustee resigns or hands the title to your permanent trustee, or when the buyer wants to go to title company. This is a deed that's going to get recorded. Okay, so the typical workflow when you buy a property, you're going to draft and sign a land trust agreement and a schedule of beneficiaries. Your LLC is going to be the 100% beneficiary. Okay. Number 2, trust signs the acceptance. You give the title company the exact wording for the deed of trust. At closing, the seller signs and records the deed and trust to the trustee. If you use an interim trustee, the day after closing, send a direction telling them to resign. They're going to resign and appoint one of your successor trustees as the new trustee. That way, it's not you or your family are not public, and that's done. The property is now in trust, with full privacy. All right, the typical workflow when you sell or transfer a property. The quiet way, the most common way, the common law way, without going to a title company. Experienced investors, they do this. So current beneficiary signs an assignment of beneficial interest to the buyer. Basically, you're going to assign your interest to the buyer, like an assignment. Trustee acknowledges it on the same page. Buyer now owns the beneficial interest in the property. The transaction is complete. Nothing is recorded, and usually there's no transfer tax because nothing was recorded. Okay, the loud public way. Only if the buyer demands a new deed and demands to go to a title company and go to a closing. If you have a transaction coordinator involved and they demand closing, this is what's going to happen. Beneficiary sends a direction to the trustee telling them the property to the buyer or the buyer's trust. Trustee sends and records a trustee's deed. So you have to hire the old trustee or hire a new trustee to sign in your place. Adding or removing partners is the same as the quiet sale method, just an assignment and a Schedule B. So you can assign new beneficial interest in the property. If partners come and go, you can assign it or remove them as their beneficial interest in the property. So once you have drafted the land trust agreement, customize it for your state. Every additional property only needs a new deed in trust and a new new trust number. All the rest of the documents are private, reusable, and take just a few minutes to prepare. So let me restate that. All the rest of the documents are private. They're not going to go public. They're not going to get recorded. They are reusable. You can reuse these for new deals, new properties, and it takes just a few minutes to prepare. Got it? And like I said, if you hire us, you buy this package, you buy an LLC with the land trust, you'll get all the documents you need. All right, see you in the next video. Thanks.